A huge, massive special thank you to all of my YouTube members and patrons that support my channel and support my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to a video. A video I didn't really want to make, but a video that I have to make now. About 2 months ago, I started a new job and I gave myself 2 months of content lined up for me to establish how the job's going to be, how much money I'm going to be earning, you know, to figure things out. I lined up 2 months worth of public content and was recording, editing, and uploading once a week a member video every week. So I was effectively creating one video a week. And the idea was that by the end of those 2 months, I'll have figured things out and I'll know whether I can afford to hire an editor or whether I'll have the time to do 2 videos a week or whether I'll need to go down to 1 video a week or, you know, whatever. Before starting this job, I was uploading 5 videos a week, including the member video. I was doing it full time effectively. Now, the reality is at the end of these 2 months, I don't feasibly see myself having time to do weekly content anymore. I would hire an editor, which would make things a lot easier. However, the channel just simply doesn't earn enough money at the moment to make hiring an editor worth it. You know, if the channel isn't paying for itself to hire an editor, then I'm going out of pocket to hire an editor and money's already quite tight. You know, what I've discovered is that the job doesn't quite pay enough for me to have a life and YouTube. And the unfortunate reality is I can't keep up weekly content anymore. I have to make a sacrifice in this triangle of things. I've got a job, I've got YouTube, and I have my personal life, you know, my relationships with my friends, my family, my partner, having spare time to myself. You know, the reality is working 40 hours a week, you don't have time to have that and have something else. And YouTube is something else. And unfortunately, I do have to prioritize my own life, my friends and family and all of my relationships. And, you know, I want to spend time with Leo, and that's difficult when sometimes I get 1 day off a week and I have to use that to make YouTube, you know? And the job is a huge part of it. And it's a huge part of what I do think is a problem. And I think it's a problem with the entirety of modern society at the moment. But like, I am exhausted permanently working this job, and the shifts don't make it any easier. I will go from working a shift a whole week. I'll do 5 days of working 4 p.m. till midnight. I will get 1 day off, a single day off, and then I will be starting at 5:30 a.m. How people are supposed to do that and drive a heavy van full of like shopping, liquids, all sorts, glass. How anybody's supposed to do that and do that safely? I don't know. It doesn't feel like it should be legal. And the reality is, if I get 1 day off and that's my shift swap, I don't get a day off, right? And if I'm doing YouTube, I definitely don't get a day off. So that becomes 11 days, right, of not having a break, because that isn't a rest day. That's a day where you have to try and force yourself up at 4 a.m. so that you're in some semblance of a sleep schedule before your horrifically early week. Starting tomorrow, I'm going in for 5:30 a.m., which means I have to wake up at 3:30 a.m., right? And I can't do that and have 1 day off and use that 1 day off for YouTube, especially if that's a day off that Leo has off and we want to spend the day together, right? So it's upsetting to me because I have come so far with this channel and I have done so much. And the only time I have ever broken my upload schedule without shifting to a new schedule was when our house flooded and we lost most of our belongings, you know, when my computer was destroyed in a flood. That's the only time that I've ever actually broken this schedule. And now I have to break this schedule because of just a fucking regular ass job. And that fucking sucks. But that's the society we live in. 40 hours a week. It's not actually humane. Let's be real. It's not humane. You don't have time to create art. You don't have time to be a human. You have a day or two to recover from your work before or going back to work. And we've accepted that as a norm, right? I'm not going to get into politics and rant about that, but I do just think it's insane how we have accepted that as a norm in life, that to survive, to afford the bare minimum, we have to sacrifice basically our whole lives, right? But I digress. I do want to say this isn't the end of my channel. This isn't me going, no more uploads, the channel's dead, everything's over, right? That's not it at all. And I actually am going to use this as an opportunity to explore other types of content that I want to make but didn't have the time, right? When I'm uploading once a week, or when I was uploading 5 times a week, it's a pretty heavy time constraint, you know? I don't have the time to explore big, long projects. And that is something I want to explore. And I do think Reddit content is getting a little bit stale. I'm not saying I'm going to abandon Reddit content, but I do a lot of it, right? And I love making LGBT content, whether that's Reddit or otherwise, and I'm still going to explore those avenues. But I'm going to use this as an opportunity to explore projects that take longer, that I don't have a time pressure for, right? Like a long video essay that takes me, I don't know, a month to make about something that I find interesting or I'm passionate about or find funny or bizarre, right? Or some strange conspiracy theory that I research and look into outside of Reddit, or things like that, you know? I want to explore other kinds of content that I'm now more able to explore now that I'm not locked into a schedule and a time constraint. So the channel's not ending, it's evolving, but it is going to have less content. And that does mean for, you know, regular viewers, and it does mean for members that you're going to have less content coming out. You're not going to have a weekly video, and you're not going to have a weekly member video unless I do something like the scratch card video that me and Leo did. That member video, we both really enjoyed that. And it was like very minimal editing. I edited the intro and then the rest of it was unedited until the outro, you know, minimal editing. It didn't take much work, but we had a really fun time. I don't think anybody really watched it, but we had a fun time. And I know a couple of you did watch it. I know someone actually bought that game after the video went up. So there is that. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, that there's going to be less content. And it's a really unfortunate timing, because not that long ago, a couple of my videos have started popping off, you know? I uploaded the lgbtq video like 2 weeks ago as of this video coming out. That was actually only a few days ago of me recording this, and that video's doing really well. It's approaching like 20,000 views, right? And like, that's really good. That's insanely good, and I'm super happy about that. That's the most a video of mine has done in a while, but it's unfortunately not enough, you know? The reality is that every video needs to be doing that at the minimum, and I need to be doing more videos that are achieving that at the minimum for me to be able to afford to do YouTube that fast and at that schedule and at that level, you know? If my video starts popping off and it makes enough for me to afford an editor, then I can do more content. And at that point, I can still do the bigger projects I want to do because I'll have more time, because I can hire an editor, so I won't be using my time doing the editing, right? And that's a thing that might happen in the future. I might eventually get a better paying job with a more sensible schedule and have more time and more money to afford an editor to put into my own projects. But unfortunately, the reality is right now, I can't. And it is upsetting. I don't like that. I don't like that this is a project that I've put so much time and work into, that I do have to put on a hiatus like this. And it's not it's not an act of God destroying our home that's making me do it. It's fucking capitalism. That fucking sucks, right? But unfortunately, rent's fucking expensive. And we've got a landlord that tried to illegally raise our rent, and if we hadn't called them up on it, we'd be paying even more rent than we do right now. And it's already fucking expensive. And fuel, don't even get me started on fuel. I'm paying currently a fuel tank a week to commute to work, and it's costing me over £50 to fill up my car. So I'm spending like over £200 a month on fuel now. Like, shit's fucked. Shit's actually fucked, and I can't do anything about it. And unfortunately, my channel is the thing that has to suffer as a result of that. That we live in an age where shit's fucked, and it's the human part of being human that suffers. You know, the cog in the machine, the making money for rich billionaires part, that keeps on churning. The human element where you enjoy yourself, you get rest, and you create art, and you don't make yourself ill by working too hard, that side of it, that's gone. That's the world we live in now. now. And that's fucked. And I'm not happy about it, but I can't do anything about it. So that's it, I guess. That's my rambling train of thought over. I don't think I really have anything to add. I massively appreciate everyone that is here in the channel. I massively appreciate all of the new people that have come from the previous videos that have just started popping off. I massively appreciate all of my YouTube members and patrons and everybody that supports me. I massively appreciate all of you guys, and I promise you, this isn't the end. I'm going to keep making content. Just unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit different to how it is right now. It's going to be a little bit further between, and the style of content might shift. I might explore other projects, but I'm hoping in the long run, maybe this will be a good thing. I'm hoping, maybe. And maybe things will change, you know? Maybe things will change. Maybe I'll do some collabs with some other creators, and that'll help grow my channel, and I'll get further, you know? Maybe I'll do another collab with One Topic eventually at some point. Maybe there are other YouTubers I'll do collabs with, and I would love to do that. And I would love to get my channel back to a point where that's something that I am able to put all of my time and energy into as my job, instead of working a job and making someone else rich that I don't like, right? But right now, this is unfortunately the way it is. You know, I gotta feed my cats at the end of the day, and that's the most important thing, is I've got to feed my cats, and I need to spend time with my partner and with my family. So unfortunately, YouTube, that's the bit that has to be pulled out. It's the Shen Comics meme with the blocks, and they have to pull out one, and unfortunately YouTube's the one that has to be cut down on. Yeah, so that's it. That's I guess that's all I have to say. I'm sorry for you guys, and I'm sorry for myself that this has to happen, but it's not the end. It's never the end, and it's never going to be the end. And I also have fucking a lot of videos that you can go back and watch, so it's not it. And I will say, on days that I am able to, I'm still going to be streaming on Thursdays, right? 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. UK time. As long as I'm not working a night shift, so I physically can't stream because I'm at work on a Thursday, I will be streaming on Thursdays. So you can catch my content over on my Twitch, and I upload it all to my Blue the Nerd Live YouTube channel the next day. So there is still content that you can watch. It's not edited down, and it's different. It's gameplay, and often I play games with George or Leo, but there's still content. There's still content you can watch. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. So thank you very much for watching. Sorry for all of the rambling. Thank you for supporting me, everybody. It genuinely means the world that you have supported me this far, and this isn't the end, and it will mean the world to me if you guys continue to support me as we move into the next stage of the channel. It might not be a progression of the channel, but it is a next stage. It might not be a step forwards, it might be a side step or a step back, but I appreciate all of you for supporting me nonetheless. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and as always, I will see you in the next video, whenever that might be. Peace out.